Let's take a look at how we can create a schedule that basically lists all your objects that you're using for your space usage design in AutoCAD. The schedule is pretty much done through creating a table, and you find it inside the Annotate tab, and here it is. Also similar like with the text or dimensions or the leader, we also have, for example, styles. So to create, for example, our table, you simply click it and you get this insert table. It basically gives you multiple options at the beginning. For example, if you want to create a new table inside AutoCAD from scratch, or if you would like to use an external spreadsheet, can already specify the amount of columns and rows. And for example, here you have, this is important, kind of like styles for certain cell types. So you have a title, a header, and data. Title, well, for example, let's say the schedule for a specific room. The headers, let's say the furniture, options, count, and then the data, of course, all the furniture and the configurations you're using. And this, of course, all changes based on what you're putting into your space. So let's click OK. And then you can click somewhere and it is inserted. Let's press escape for a moment, and there's our tiny schedule. So let's zoom in and scale it up. Way too small. So the way how the schedule works is pretty much, again, it's just a spreadsheet. So if you know how to use the spreadsheet in Word or something similar, it's pretty much the same. So you can, for example, click into cells. You see up here the menu changes. So for example, we could insert a cell below. We can also delete a cell. We can change, for example, the position, or we can change, if we click in a cell, we can change the height. To write something, you can double click. And, oh, this is pretty big. Let's say schedule escape. And let's, no, I don't understand why this is so big. Let's say furniture, and let's say count, and let's say this is chair and 1. Okay, let's zoom in. Yep, there's our stuff. So we have to adjust now the text. So we do this, for example, through the styles. I'm going to manage styles. I'm going just to create a new style. New style. Example, room, furniture, continue. Okay. So, and this is now important for you to understand. You have, again, always title, header, and data. So, for example, you have cell styles, data, header, and title. And for each one, you have, for example, some general information, text information, and borders. So let's start maybe with the header. Let's say we would like to fill this one maybe with red. And the text should be center middle. That is good. And for example, the text height maybe should be, let's say, 1 inch. Let's go to title. This should maybe be 3 inches. And maybe this should be yellow. And let's go to data. Text, this should just be 1 inch. Okay, click OK. Set current, close. And then, for example, you can select this one. And there it is. So you see I select this object and I go select the title, sorry, the style, it adjusts. Let's go manage this one. And let's say modify. The yellow is maybe a little bit too big. So maybe make this one a nice gray. And maybe the text. Here actually, I would like to use furniture. So you see the styles we define here for the text, we can also use inside here. Okay, close. And you see, it got updated. Now let's go back and let's go to manage, modify, and let's say maybe header 2 inches, maybe might be better. 2 inches, general center, that's good. Let's go to data. See, it's alignment top center. Looks more like top right, not top center. Maybe I say middle center. Text 2 inches. And here for the header, maybe instead of red, let's make it white. And let's see how this one works. Okay, so interestingly, this worked, but you see the one, for whatever reason, decides to stay in the upper right corner. So let's click this one and right click, and you see we have an alignment. Could say middle center, top right. We can also say remove all property overrides, which was actually what I was doing by hand. So I could, for this one now, say, well, everything is centered middle, this one should be top right or right. And you see, for whatever interesting reason, the one had an override. Okay, so this is pretty much the way how you can work with this schedule and how to design it. If, for example, now we need something for our table, click this one and say insert below. So table, tab. See, if I press tab, it creates, after I enter the number, another row. Escape. I can also delete this row. So maybe this one is a little bit too big. Let's move it up. Easily move this one, for example, around. So home, there to there. So you see, pretty much the same as an object. And I think that's pretty much, yeah, everything that is to know at the moment for how to create a schedule in AutoCAD.